Hello my sweeties and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Elise and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we will be talking about underrated summer vacation horror movies. Let's get into the video. Okay, so for the last summer horror movie list, I did some underrated, kind of hidden gems, some ones I feel like you guys are not really talking about. And I ended up getting lots of really nice feedback from you guys saying that you would like a part 2. So I figured if I'm gonna do a part 2, I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. So I felt like the vacation aspect would be really fun because it's summer and a lot of people are traveling and a lot of people love watching, you know, some fun little vacation gone wrong horror. Now, in today's list, I have 8. There is probably 1 or 2 on here that I would say are a little bit more well-known, that at least were kind of bigger. And everything else I would say is definitely underrated and more on the indie side. Now at number 8, let's start off with a banger. And we do have to talk about this film because this film is actually getting an American remake that is going to be releasing, I think, in August or September. I don't remember, but the trailer is playing nonstop. And when I tell you that we all collectively deserve financial compensation for having to sit through that trailer 1,000 times this year, yeah, pay up. This is the original film Speak No Evil from 2022, directed by Christian Taftrup. A Danish family visits a Dutch family they met on a holiday. What was supposed to be an idyllic weekend slowly starts unraveling as the Danes try to stay polite in the face of unpleasantness. Okay, so I have to be real. When first watching this movie, I don't really think I understood it. I was kind of like, what? But then the more that I sat with it, and then upon my rewatch, I actually really enjoyed it. And I'm really confused as to why we are getting an American remake of this movie so soon. Speak No Evil came out in 2022. 2022, and we are getting the American remake in 2024. Like, how fast did, they do this? And honestly, I'm gonna be real, the only thing that is truly making me want to watch the remake is James McAvoy and Mackenzie Davis. Everything else, I'm just like, it's probably not gonna be anywhere near as good as this original film. The good thing about Speak No Evil is that you kind of don't really know where it's going. I think this is a film that is definitely underrated. Not a lot of people ended up really talking about it too much. I feel like it kind of fell under the radar in 2022. It was on Shudder. It is very well worth your time. It is definitely one of those movies that kind of gets under your skin because of everything going on. You're just like, oh my God, stop being so nice. And the ending is very, very gag-worthy. If you want a little bit of a psychological thriller that's like a little bit disturbing, then I highly recommend this one. The acting is great and the writing is really great as well. This was just a great release for 2022. Now at number 7, we have one that I wish I would have waited till the summer to see, but I actually saw this one in February, I think, and I really did love it a lot. This is Swallowed, directed by Carter Smith. Benjamin and Dom have been best friends since they were kids. On their last night together, Dom plans to send Benjamin off with a pocket full of cash. All he has to do is deliver a package over the border for a friend. Okay, so I was really expecting this movie to be bad. Like, I don't know what it was. I was just not sold. The trailer and everything, I was like, doesn't look great. But I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. We have such a great cast in this movie. It's insane. Cooper Koch is great. We have Jenna Malone and Mark Patton. And Mark Patton is so fun in this movie. It was really fun having this be Mark Patton's return. Like, I love Mark Patton. I'm the biggest stan. And he was so slay. He was so see you next Tuesday, you know? I have also become a pretty big fan of Carter Smith as a director. He did The Ruins, which is a movie I do love, but he also did The Passenger, which was in my top faves of last year. I love the writing, I love the direction of that movie, and I love the performances. What I really love about Swallowed is how I just feel at home. Like, everybody is super queer, and I just love that. And it was the same for Passenger, and I love that. I love that so much. This movie is a lot of fun. It's ridiculous. It's like about drugs. It's body horror. It's camp. It's so fun. I could see how some people may not like it or be turned off by the tone of it, but I do feel like the tone ultimately just works. And this is one that is easy to throw on and is a really fun summer watch. And I do love the ending credits as well. So if you want some campy fun this summer, be sure to check out Swallowed. And now we have even more campy fun. At number 6, we have one that definitely flew under the radar. And I have to say, I loved this movie. It is so girly pop. It's so fun. It's glittery. It's pink. I love it. It's Sissy, directed by Kane Senes and Hannah Barlow. Cecilia is a successful social media influencer living the dream until she runs into her ex-childhood best friend and is invited away on her bachelorette weekend. Suddenly, Sissy finds herself stuck in a remote cabin with her school bully and a taste for revenge. So I normally don't really like these horror movies that are about influencers. I feel like a lot of the time they're cringe and you just have no way of relating to any of these people. Like, it's just not something I care for. I always feel like it's very boring and usually always the same outcome. With Sissy, I really liked it because I do think the writing is very good, but also I personally felt like Aisha D just understood the assignment. She's incredible in this role, and she really sells herself as this just like icky fake influencer, and I just loved it. This is a great time. Not only that, but they did so well with the score. There's actually a really fun little Red Queen Kills 7 Times homage in this movie. They like play the score, but they make it a little bit different. And I thought that was so interesting. I love that. And it really does make sense with the scene in the movie. Obviously, it's towards the final act, so I don't want to give any spoilers away if you haven't seen Sissy. But it's so much fun. It's bright. It's just, I love it. It oozes summer fun, and there's a lot of glitter in it, and it's girly pop. And while I do have the issue with the whole influencer like subgenre being really hard to relate to, I still feel that way when it comes to Sissy, but I think that's kind of the point with this character, is that like, who could relate to her? Like, she's batshit. And I think that's really fun. I think it's really fun the way they play off of everything. And I definitely think this is worth your time. It should be on Shudder still if you haven't seen it. Oh my god, and now I really did enjoy this one so much. At number 5, we have Always Shine, directed by Sophia Takal. On a trip to Big Sur, 2 friends, both actresses, try to reconnect with one another. Once alone, the women's suppressed jealousies and deep-seated resentments begin to rise, causing them to lose their grasp on not only the true nature of their relationship, but also their identities. Okay, so Always Shine is kind of in the same vein as like something like Single White Female, though I do think obviously Single White Female is kind of a movie that kind of can't be touched. But with the subgenre like this and a story like this, it's very easy to be inspired by something like Single White Female or things like Ingrid Goes West. And I think this movie just does a great job at that. I love the dynamic between both the women. This film also has Mackenzie Davis, who I love so much. And she's amazing in this movie. I think personally she's the standout in the movie. She has such a great performance. And yeah, I just love the whole dynamic. There was a lot of very cringe moments, and those are definitely on purpose. I think the movie is overall really effective and very interesting, and it just is a nice little summer vacation backdrop. If you're into two baddies being absolutely insane, you're gonna like this one. And now at number 4, we have one that probably a lot of you do know, but I do personally feel like this one kind of didn't get the love I feel like it deserved. At number 4, we have Infinity Pool, directed by Brandon Cronenberg. While staying at an isolated island resort, James and Em are enjoying a perfect vacation of pristine beaches, exceptional staff, and soaking up the sun. But guided by the seductive and mysterious Gabby, played by Mamma Mia Goth, they venture outside the resort grounds and find themselves in a culture filled with violence, hedonism, and untold horror. Okay, I was the biggest stan for Infinity Pool. Okay, I love everything about this movie. Also, this one just has a great summer backdrop, a great summer vibe. This is not a feel-good movie though. This is, I would say, very much a nail-biting, nerve-wracking movie. Mia Goth is, of course, insanely unhinged in this movie, and Alexander Skarsgård plays the best pathetic man you have ever seen. I love this movie because it is sexy, it is body horror, it's gross, it makes you uncomfortable. It's everything I want in a horror movie. And so far, I've been really enjoying Brandon Cronenberg's work. So I feel like this one just deserves a lot more praise. Just, if you haven't seen Infinity Pool, if you put it off because it was released in January of 2023, I am here to tell you that it was not one of those like January dumpster fires. It was actually a really solid, interesting movie. And I do feel like even if you don't end up liking it, it still is a very interesting story. And I think it's just one of those that really grips you from beginning to end. So if you want something a little bit more crazy and in your face, definitely check out Infinity Pool. Okay, baddies, and now we're really moving on to a movie that I am absolutely obsessed with. I have been talking about this movie since I first saw it, and I will not stop talking about it. And it's a great time to watch this movie because the director has a new film coming out this year. At number 3, we have Revenge, directed by Coralie Fargo. I gotta be real, I'm not sure if that's how you say her last name, so I'm so sorry. I know there's gonna be at least one person in the comment section that is gonna be annoyed that I didn't look that up. But honestly, just let me live right now. Jen's romantic getaway with her wealthy married boyfriend is disrupted when his friends arrive for an impromptu hunting trip. Tension mounts at the house until the situation culminates in an unexpected way. Okay, so of course, I do have to put this out there for everybody that watches my channel. You know I love to give you guys trigger warnings because I know a lot of the films that I tend to like can be a little bit intense. Revenge is definitely a SA revenge. But actually, one of the reasons that I really love this movie is because the way it is directed is impeccable. The great thing for me is that the scene that takes place is not shown to us, it is heavily implied, and then the entire rest of the movie is just her getting her revenge, which is exactly what I want in a movie like this. Our lead is played by Matilda Lutz, who I love her, and she is amazing. She is such a badass in this movie. She's kind of giving Tomb Raider vibes, and Tomb Raider was one of my first like hyperfixations as a kid. Honestly, I should have known I was gay then. I love seeing her be a badass and just taking all of these disgusting dudes down. I also will say I just love the cute pink star earrings. I actually found those online and plan to do a cosplay of this character because I just love her so much. Coralie Fargo actually has the film called The Substance coming out with Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley. So if you're planning to see that and you would like to see what Coralie Fargo has done before, you should definitely check out Revenge before you go see that one. And now, I mean, really, did you really think that I wouldn't put a giallo on the summer vacation horror movie list? I had to put one of them, okay? And I really had to put one that definitely, in my opinion, does not get the praise that it deserves. At number 2, we have Mario Bava's 5 Dolls for an August Moon. A wealthy playboy gathers a group of friends at his isolated beach house for a weekend of relaxation. When bodies start piling up, they realize they're trapped with a killer in their midst, sending them in a frenzy to figure out who amongst them is killing the others before they are killed next. Okay, so I love everything about 5 Dolls for an August Moon. I love the style of this one. Granted, I do think this is a giallo that's like a little bit slow. It's a little slow, but I love it. I love this house that they're staying in. Everything is very lush and beautiful. And of course, we have Queen Edwidge Fenwick in it, and she's amazing. There's just so many great scenes of her just dancing on this table, and I absolutely love it. And yeah, this one is just a great time. If you are a fan of Mario Bava, if you've been wanting to see more of his work, I definitely think that you should check this one out. I don't think by any means it's Mario Bava's best, but it is definitely interesting, and I just really love the whole story. I think it's a really good time, and I think that Edwidge has a great performance. Honestly, everybody in the film has a great performance, and it's just a fun little murder mystery. Oh my god, and I am so happy to talk about this one at number 1. I have been talking about this movie since the start of my channel, and I will never stop talking about it. I love this movie with like everything in me, and this feels like a movie that I would write. I just love it so much. We have Spring, directed by Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson. A young man in a personal tailspin flees the US to Italy, where he sparks up a romance with a woman harboring a dark secret. This film stars Lou Taylor Pucci and Nydia Hilker, and I love both of them. Not only are they amazing at playing off of each other, I think Lou Taylor Pucci is just a phenomenal actor. I personally just really want him to have like his big moment because he really deserves his flowers. He's been around, he's been doing a lot of indie, really good movies for a long time, and I just think that not enough people show him the love that he deserves. He's amazing in this movie. He has so much versatility, and him and her play off of each other very, very well. And this is definitely more on the side of a romance horror. It also is kind of a creature feature. It's a lot of little subgenres in one, and I just love it. I think the screenplay is very clever, and I really love the ending. I could see how some people may not like the ending, but I think the ending is very satisfying for me. And it's just one of those movies that is really, really romantic. It's a very romantic movie. It draws you right in. I love that it just feels like this small, intimate passion project for not only the directors, but for the actors as well. And it just comes together so beautifully. And of course, the whole backdrop of Italy is gorgeous. The movie is gorgeous. I love this movie. And the poster, chef's kiss. This is definitely one that if you have not seen this movie, I would really prioritize it this summer. It's a great one to watch, and I just love it. All right, you guys. Well, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps me a lot. And be sure to click that little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. And please let me know in the comments if you plan on watching any of these. If I gave you a film that you haven't heard of, I would love to talk about it. Also, I would love to hear some of your summer vacation horror films that you would like me to watch this season. I love that we just exchange back and forth these little movies. It's so fun and cute. But yeah, I hope I helped you find a little hidden gem in there somewhere. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.